Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. I hope today's been treating you well. In today's video, as you can see from the title down below, I am going to be swatching on my hand and creating an eye look with the new MUA eyeshadow palette. So this is the 5-pan palette. This is Utopia. This is the newest one from them. 3 of the shades in here are matte, but this shade down at this end is the whole reason I bought this palette. If you don't know, MUA have one of the most incredible formulas, and I think that's what this is going to be down at this end, where it's like a really smooth duochrome that's so reflective, and it's just absolutely out of this world beautiful. They have it in their Neon Lights palette that came out last summer, and in their Nocturnal palette that came out in autumn, and it's just the most incredible formula. I'm really hoping that that's what this one is, because it's just mind-blowingly beautiful. This palette was £3.75. Yeah, £3.75. It's vegan and it's cruelty free. So let me zoom you in and we can do some swatches. So I'll just show you one last close up before I dig my finger into these to swatch them for you. So like I say, this is the shade that I think is going to be that like duochrome. Then we've got 3 mattes and then another shimmer down this end, and it does look different. Like the shimmers look like a different formula, like they're probably going to be a slightly different finish. This one down this end definitely is leaning more purple, but also I feel like when it's sort of catching the light, it does have that peachy, pinky undertone. Obviously the mattes are that peachy undertone, but definitely leaning more sort of neutral. Like it's not too bright. This is 100% an everyday sort of a vibe for me. So let's just see what these swatches are about. That feels like that duochrome formula that I was saying about. It feels almost cushiony. It's so smooth. We'll also get these matte shades. I will say I feel like the mattes are quite similar to each other. I would maybe have liked the deepest tone to go a little bit deeper, but it may well... Oh, I've just messed up that swatch now. Because I wasn't concentrating. It may well be that when we actually swatch the matte shades that they do actually go a little deeper. So concentrate now, Millie. Don't dip your finger into one that you haven't swatched. So the first shade, yes, do you see how that's like, so it's just like a neutral, you can't see it, what even is that swatch, and then it catches the light. Oh, it's so pretty. And then we've got the 3 mattes. Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, and I feel like that is deep enough for my skin tone. That does feel deep enough on that swatch, that darkest shade. And then that final shimmer. Oh, I was not expecting that to be that shade. I was expecting that to be more sort of champagne-y, but yeah, again, it's different. It's that's just like a regular shimmer, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. Like, it's still beautiful, but this is the star of the show. Let me go ahead and just do a second layer over the top of all of these. So that's how all of those are looking with 2 layers. I really hope that you can see how incredible that first shade is, that duochrome. It's like catching the light, and it's like purple but also pinky, but also like when it's not catching the light, it does sort of just look like a neutral sort of a brown. That's so pretty, and I'm really impressed actually with the depth of the mattes. I was definitely thinking that they were going to be lighter than that. I would still say that if you were of a deep skin tone, these probably would be too light for you, but I am so impressed with that duochrome. So I am just going to start. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to dip into the very middle shade, and I'm going to tap it off because that looked pigmented, and I'm going to work that through the crease. I already have obviously my brows on, and I already have the Beauty Bay eyeshadow primer right across my lid, so we can really smoke this out and do something quite sort of blown out so that we can really see that colour. Okay, so how incredibly pigmented is that shade? I wasn't expecting it to show up on my eyes as dark as that. Like, that's the middle shade. That's that one. So we've got another shade that goes even deeper than this. Like, for an everyday, this is probably about as deep as I would go personally. So there's definitely a variety. Like, there's definitely a variety of depth. When I was first looking at this palette, I was thinking it's almost going to be quite one-dimensional, like you're only going to be able to get a certain depth in the colour. But now that I'm actually applying it, I do feel like this can probably go deeper than I was expecting it to. I'm going to switch to a slightly smaller brush, one a little something like this, and I'm going to dip into the darker shade, and I'll keep that a little bit lower down and more so on the outer corner. Obviously I'm doing my eyes first, so if I have any fallout I can wipe that away. So then I'm just going back in with that first brush, not with any more colour on it, but just to really work in that colour and blend it out. These are basically blending with no effort at all, but also like the colours staying really like vibrant where I am like first placing it. So at this stage, I'm just going to go straight into that duochrome because I'm so excited. So I'm just going to get some of that on my finger, and I'm going to press it in where that eye primer is still a little bit tacky, so that this will really grab on. That shade is so pretty. It's like catching the light and turning like blue, but like lilac-y. Oh, it's so pretty. And then again, just blending over the edges. I feel like that's the quickest eye look I have ever done. That looks incredible. That duochrome is duochroming. I absolutely love that. So I'm going to take my cotton pad with some micellar water on, and I did get a little fallout from that duochrome shade. Obviously I was packing a lot of it on. Like, I really was working that into that eye primer. So I will just make sure it's completely clear under there before we proceed. So I feel like this look definitely needs a wing. Do I actually have a black liquid liner from MUA? Okay, so I don't have one from MUA, but I will use one that is equally as affordable. This is the Studio London Define the Lines double end eyeliner. So I will go off, I'll do a wing, I'll do some lashes, I'll do the rest of my face, and then we'll decide what I want to do under the eyes, because I do feel like I need something down there. I'll do the rest and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm just finishing up the lips, and I thought I would use some more of my MUA favourites. So this is the MUA Intense Colour Lip Liner in Heroic, and I was just sort of scribbling that over the top. I already had this lip balm on. It's the new one, the Hydra Juice Peptide Lip Balm. I have this in Watermelon Sorbet. This smells incredible and it's really lovely and hydrating. This is thinner, I would say, than like the e.l.f. ones that are in like the same packaging to this. This is thinner and I feel like more hydrating than the e.l.f. ones. I think I prefer these ones, and this is like £2. Absolute bargain. So I'm just going to finish up under the eyes. I'm just going to use a little liner brush and I'm going to dip into the darkest shade because why not? And I will run that along the lower lash line. So I've just stamped that like all the way along, and I'm just going to buff over because I like a really smoky under eye, just personal preference. So just going to buff over the top of that where I've like placed the colour down, just blending over the top, trying to not poke myself in the eye because I always do. It ruins the vibe. And then I'll just put a little bit of mascara on the lower lashes. I was using the Revolution Wispify mascara. So that is the liner, mascara and under eyes done, and I just want to try out that brightest shade. So I'm just taking almost like a pencil brush, loading that up on there, and I'm hoping, keep your fingers crossed for me, I'm hoping that this is going to be bright enough for an inner corner highlight. I'll just blend that in with that first duochrome shade. I'd maybe like that to be, for my skin tone, just a tiny little bit lighter so that it brightens up that inner corner just a touch more, but that absolutely works. I will just, because it's me, I will just layer over a little bit of that duochrome one over the top so that you really get the effect of that duochrome right across the lid and right onto the inner corner as well. I think I'm done. I'm absolutely thrilled with that eyeshadow palette, truly. So that is the finished look. So we've got peaches, which are always going to look incredible on blue eyes. We've got that duochrome that almost gives a futuristic sort of very intense shift to blue, which I absolutely love. We've got a bright enough inner corner. I'm not going to be too picky. That is a nice inner corner shade. I feel like the mattes blend out so well. Obviously the duochrome is like so intense. I feel like you could see me from outer space. I am absolutely thrilled. I will say I have recently picked up all of the shades in these little £5 palettes from MUA. So if there's any of the other ones that you want to see quick little looks for like this, then do let me know. I am more than happy to do that. I'm wanting to do like a swatch-a-thon, try every shade to like compare every single palette, so let me know if that's something that you would like to see. I am more than happy to get that done for you if that's something that you are interested in. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. That really does help me out a ton when you hit that like button. It also helps me out so much if you leave a lovely little comment down below. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.